Vampyr. I don't remember what I was doing. I was trying to find this guy. You know what? I don't know. Endangered citizen. I'm trying to find him, dude. Nothing over here, right? Just says keep out.
I cannot enter. It's locked, all right.
Dear Lord, this is my prayer for my beloved mother, Gertrude Paxton, who now awaits her daughters in heaven. Until that day, I thank you for allowing me to wake up and go through each new day in honest poverty and modesty. Please protect the good Mr. Hampton, who lets us sleep in his night shelter. Humbly asks you to forgive me for the resentment I feel towards my sister Gazelle. Since mother died, bless her soul. Thank you, God, for hearing me. Amen. There we go. Perfect. I knew I would find it. I just had to look a lot harder. Damn it. wish there was a map.
Are you all right, sir? What are you doing here?
I could ask you the same question. Don't you know this is a quarantine zone?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm investigating the epidemic. You had better get to a safe place while you still can.
Oh, really? Well, go investigate somewhere else and leave me be.
I beg your pardon.
I said go. Leave me alone, sir.
Rodney, you're the man who killed that gang member, are you not? Is that why you are hiding in this godforsaken place?
Yes, I did. I did not even know his name.
Then why did you kill him?
That arsehole always mocked me for the color of my skin. Usually I let it go. But not that night. We fought. He died.
Whatever you've done, you can't spend the rest of your life hiding here.
I just wanted to teach him a lesson. Not kill him. I'm not responsible for a murder if I didn't want to commit it. It was an accident.
Believe me, Rodney, you won't survive here long. No matter what you did, you must go back to where you used to live.
I'll go back to the docks then. And if I die, remember that the blood of Rodney Grader will be on your hands.
Investigation successful. A long time to get that investigation done. Okay.
It's locked.
What the fuck? Where'd I come out from?
I know I promised you I'd make
Evening, Rufus.
Evening, Mr. Reed.
So long, Rufus. Good evening, Mr. Dillon.
What?
Do you have any recent news of Sean Hampton's shelter?
I still sleep over there from time to time. A sad saint still manages the place, even if he's a little bit more reclusive since he returned.
Are you worried about the sanitary situation in London?
More contagion, more despair, more guns and more dead. More alcohol.
Surely you must have had dreams and expectations when you were young, like everybody else.
Sure, I wanted things to change. To really change, and to change for good. The bigger the dream, the harder the fall.
Sounds like you were an idealist, which is honorable.
No, sir. I was an anarchist and I believed that exclusive property is a robbery in nature. I wanted a new world to rise from the ashes, Dr. Reed.
Do you really think the world is that bad?
No, I believe we all can choose to make it better. But most of us are too weak, too corrupt and too guilty. I failed for sure, but others will come.
I want to know more about your past as an anarchist, Dyson.
I'm still an anarchist, Doctor, make no mistake. I just reject violence as a tool to change the world, unlike my comrades.
Do you still see your comrades, then? Even if you don't agree with their methods anymore, I mean.
No. I hope they'll come to share my point of view one day. I'll raise my glass to that splendid idea.
Do you believe in a bloodless revolution, then?
I do not believe in much anymore, Doctor. But I'll admit I like your idea of peaceful change. I like it a lot.
Is it true Sean Hampton saved your life?
Yep. The sad saint grabbed my soggy ass and brought me back to the pier after I fell into the canal. I was a wreck back then.
Were you thankful for what he did for you?
Sean Hampton really acted like a saint that day. But I suppose I'm just another lost soul who doesn't deserve to be saved.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks, I mean.
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighborhood. So friendly, so joyful.
Goodbye.
I hope I live long enough to see them.
Times like these, a good drink's just as likely to cause a problem as to solve one.
Otherwise.
You again. What do you want?
Been a while since we've seen any new faces.
Are you what? I've heard rumours about some sort of...
Goodbye, Mr. D. Good evening, Miss Cole.
Hello again.
Can I see what...
As long as you have money.
I have this thirst for blood. This is despicable. Good evening, Mr.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne. Good evening, Mr.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Mr. Good evening.
Of course. I'm not sure the epidemic is what worries people most these days.
It's locked, all right.
What?
Goodbye, Miss.
I'm not sure the epidemic.
sewer dog's fault, they say. Then the gangs, the epidemics, everyone's throwing the
To do
blame.
with the Vampyrs, I say.
Look at it! Fish is It's a leech! Kill it! He's dead! Back in the dry! Oh, Christ! Christ! He's dead!
Hey, Doc.
I'll leave you.
I said stay away, sir! It ain't you! Watch it! It's a killer! No rest for the wicked! Murderous bastard! Away with you!
This man's far too old to be Samuel. No. By the look of his clothes, this man's a docker. Samuel isn't here. I had better follow the blood trail. As I feared, Samuel no longer preaches the good word. I can't believe I'm doing this.
One of them! Watch yourselves! What's happening to you? No! You fucker! Don't you know better? This is now mine. doesn't like fire, does it? Oh, Christ! This is my sector!
This is despicable.
It ain't human! It's a leech! Kill it! A leech! A leech! We have to stop it!
You are blinded by your false faith.
Good evening, Mr. Whitaker.
It's Father Whitaker, my son. So?
I have found Samuel, your disciple.
I already expected the worst.
Yes.
Samuel steadily made donations to our cause. He would have rewarded you himself if you'd found me in that awful cemetery. Please accept this money.
How is the sanitary situation evolving in Whitechapel these days?
Don't you hear the trumpets?
Tobias Whitaker, confess why you burnt those people alive.
I have done what no one was ready to do. I will smite the flesh of the unclean to protect the righteous.
You are just another heartless murderer, exploiting the epidemic to kill with impunity.
No! No.
You're not the savior of London. You're just a glorified sadist.
I take no pleasure in this awful cleansing, Dr. Reed. I am only driven by the thousands of innocents I save each night.
Why did you send Samuel to the cemetery, Tobias? What did you see there?
I sent him on a vision. A dream of a dreadful and laughing queen covered with blood, sleeping with the dead and feeding on the fear of the dying.
A laughing queen dressed in blood. Tell me more.
This epidemic is her feast, the announcement of her return. Against her, science is no more than a child's toy.
But who is she?
She is the mother of harlots and abomination of the earth. She is Babylon, drunk on the blood of the saints.
Why did you send Samuel to the cemetery, Tobias? What did you see there?
I sent him on a vision. A dream of a dreadful and laughing queen covered with blood, sleeping with the dead and feeding on the fear of the dying.
You sent a man to die because of a stupid vision. I have heard enough of your nonsense. Goodbye. Good evening, Miss...
It's Father Whitaker.
Don't you fear getting sick yourself?
Faith gives me all I need, my son. If I must fall, then so be it.
No doubt your faith will prevail, but let me give you some extra protection against the devil's work. Medicine.
Blessed be your generosity, my son.
Your disciple, Samuel, stole from the dead in Stonebridge Cemetery. I have proof of his crime, and proof of his death.
No! Samuel was the best of us. So devoted, so zealous. He gave all he had for the cause. He tirelessly preached the good word.
He defiled the dead with his petty thefts. That's how he financed your misguided crusade.
Think what you will. When this city is saved, he will be praised for his devoted fortitude. He walked boldly into the mouth of abomination.
Your precious Samuel used you. He was an immoral crook.
If that's true, then he will be my burden to bear during this endless night.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your so-called truth.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
Really? And what would be your answer to this biblical threat?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No.
What is left then?
Cleansing fire.
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
Fire is just the instinctive answer of a caveman facing something he does not understand. This is the 20th century.
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds like yours to see the light. This is God's will.
You're mad and dangerous. You're nothing but a soulless butcher. A small-time Torquemada. The Savonarola of Whitechapel.
How come I'm still here while Joseph Larrabee is dead then?
What are you talking about?
The vicar of St. Mary's Church has been found dead on a grave.
Tell me the reason why you despise Joseph Larrabee so much, Tobias.
A faithless shepherd is the worst criminal, for he leads his flock to the abyss by disregarding the right path. God smote this man, for he doubted.
I only met him briefly, but he seemed a dedicated man.
Do you not believe in punishment, my son?
I believe in the logical and factual organization of everything in the universe. God, if he exists, is just a principle waiting to be discovered.
Armageddon is upon us, Dr. Reed.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you?
Also,
Quite a...
but you...
I am. I have had...
You again?
How is the...
I'm not easily scared, but crazy killers and armed patrols are...
Can I offer you my medical expertise, Mr. Peterson?
Keep your medicines for others.
There is a thin line between pride and stupidity, sir. Please, take this medication. You'll feel better.
All right. I'll take it then. It's not like I don't...
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Fancy buying something, sir?
You never lose... Right then. Show me... You never... How are the current conditions?
When there's more people outside at night than during the day, then you've got to start to worry.
Joe Peterson. He's the villain here, isn't he? But you seem to know each other.
I'd known Joe for years. I saw him box once or twice. He was a friend then. But these days, he's just another thug.
What can you tell me about Mr. Peterson? Besides his behavior toward you, obviously.
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer, good one even. But after his wife passed away, he found every excuse to stop training. Just wanted to pick fights with everyone.
Taking out your anger on others...
We've all had some rough times, ain't we? But most of us don't
And no one has...
Nobody would be fool enough to stand against a wet boot boy.
What do you know of Harry Peterson? The boy seems so fragile. Not like his father at all.
Harry's a good boy, but he spends most of his time complaining. He's had it tough, all right, but he needs to grow a pair.
What troubles him, exactly?
Well, despite being his father's son.
Do you need help, sir?
To be honest, I'd prefer you take a look at my stuff. I'd rather be rich and sick than the contrary.
I don't quite agree, but I won't argue with you. Please, take this. You'll feel better.
Really? Free? Don't...
Goodbye for now.
Fails you.
Good evening, Ben.
Afraid.
How are conditions in...
I hear gunshots every night. It's just like the war.
You don't seem well.
I always feel ill, sir.
I will see you later. A gun? How are you, boy?
I'm not your boy.
Have conditions.
I'm ready for whatever's come.
Do you need it?
Please.
There you go. Let's hope nobody steals it from you.
Very funny.
Goodbye, young man.
Science fails you. This elixir...
I have this thirst for blood. This is despicable. I cannot enter. I can't believe I'm doing this.